Welcome back to the Think a Better Thought, Training Your Mind for Success Deep Dive Series. I'm your host and author, Shane Boring, and today we're going to continue along the path of gratitude. We talked about gratitude in our last video. Love this quote. Some people grumble that roses have thorns. I'm grateful that thorns have roses. This was Alphonse Carr. Your perception. Change your perception, you can change your life. I'm just going to read here a bit. Gratitude is, all caps, huge. And the practice of gratitude, I believe, is equally as important as persistence. Now, if this is the case, why have I waited so long to bring up gratitude? Well, if I was talking to me, I would have been like gone on video one if we talked about gratitude. So I'm bringing this to you like I would bring it to me, because for me, my mind needed some cleansing before I could really start talking about real gratitude, exploring that. Now, I've understood the definition of gratitude my whole life, but the power of it took me a really long time to get, just very recently in my life. And real gratitude for me, probably for you, real gratitude produces a good physical feeling, right? I mean, think about it. When you're, thinking about, and I dropped my gratitude rock underneath my desk while I was doing this. So I believe in being real, and I'm so grateful that you like that too. Just give me 1 second while I get my gratitude right here. I heard it tumble off. It didn't hurt you to have me do that, but I mean, I had to have something like this. This is a thought provoker I use too, but also a gratitude rock, and I had to use every tool that I thought was available to force myself to be grateful. I spent most of my life going through the motions of just saying, "Yeah, thanks, man," you know. And then if somebody gave me something, I'd be like, "Oh man, now I've got to get them something. I can't believe this." Instead of being like, "Wow, there's somebody who thinks enough of me that they just want to give me a gift. That's awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that." So what I believe was going on was that my ego had complete control of my ability to experience gratitude. My ego convinced me that because of the mistakes I'd made in my life, I did not deserve to receive anything good. This is why I waited until now to talk about gratitude. My ego was completely in the way of experiencing gratitude. I had to regain control of my thinking before I could truly be grateful for anything. I have this in bold. Displaying an attitude of gratitude is the equivalent to having a blank check with no limit. Right at the top of the page. It's in bold. It was very important to me, okay? So, in the Bible, Acts 20:35, it says, "It is more blessed to give than receive." Well, this is where you can put that to use. If you say the church has wronged you, fine. I'm not talking about the church, okay? You don't have to put your money in a plate with some pastor that isn't even giving you half of what I'm giving you. We could talk about that later too. But you can give with your gratitude, and that's a way to start giving. Okay. Gratitude combines the emotions of love and faith together. And when we sincerely give gratitude for what we have and desire to have in our lives, when we give it, we receive it back. When we receive it back, it's multiplied, it's even greater. Gratitude is the secret sauce of making the karmic law work perfectly for you. And, think about it like a boomerang. So I can have a boomerang laced with bullshit, right? Anger, conflict, whatever. Throw it out there, that sucker's going to come back and I'm going to get anger from somewhere. If it's from myself, it always happens. Versus if you're always putting good out, you're always looking for good. You're not looking for what's wrong. You're not looking for what you don't have. You're not looking for who's going to say something negative about you. Instead, you're looking for everything that you love about life. You're looking for, you know, wherever it may be, perfect relationships, the great environment, you know, proud mind. You can go as high as you want. Gratitude gets you there faster. Now, I'm going to tell you where I messed up. Okay. I used to limit myself by being competitive instead of grateful. And so I've been in sales all of my life. And many times in sales, it should be every time, I believe, but you're given a quota. And it's like, okay, your job is to sell at least this much of our service or product. And if you go past that, maybe you get a bonus. If you don't hit it, we're probably going to have to. And so I would be, I thought competitiveness was the way to get things. Yeah, because in sales, scoreboard is how much money you make. That's the competition. The competitive spirit became part of my everyday practice in my professional life. I looked at competitors, associates, salespeople, other companies as enemies. Not very nice. Have all these enemies around you. They were all threats to me, and because I kept an attitude of them being a threat, they naturally were a threat. They would say things about me and my company, try to take away my business by offering different products and pricing. I could find a way to look at any move by competitors in my industry as an attack. I had zero gratitude for competitors. And any thought related to them was focused on how I could put them out of business. Looking at my competitors didn't really help me get rid of any. It actually multiplied the number of competitors. That's where my focus was. Another common theme here. Where your attention goes, where your energy flows, right? Kind of putting a magnifying glass on that sign. I want one of those. All right, so replacing competitiveness with gratitude. So a while back, I discovered a book, and you should read it. And put it up here. It's down right there. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. The idea of competitiveness being a negative practice, that was introduced to me through that book. Now, has it been given to me many times before? Probably. But, I'm pretty stubborn. And so, it takes me beating my head into the wall many times before something sticks. So I read this book and heard this, and I was like, man, this goes against everything I believe related to competition. It's like survival of the fittest. Fortunately, by the time I had gotten to this book, I'd already developed a habit of rereading or re-listening to books several times. So I would take a book like Think and Grow Rich. I bet I've listened to that book 500 times, a lot. This one, yeah. And that's where I started. So I had this habit and started listening to the book more, right? And after about 10 times reading it, I was willing to try not being competitive. My identity was rooted in competitiveness. So just being willing to try was big. What I learned is I had just scales on my eyes. I didn't realize how stupid I'd been living. I began to notice there is an undeniable abundance around me. Everywhere I looked, there was more than can be counted. Yeah, I'm like, man, there's enough for everybody. There's plenty. Why am I worried about what they're getting? Why am I worried about them coming and taking from me? If they take, there's more there. I'll just grab it. There was more available to me than I could possibly use. And through seeing the abundance around me, I was able to know for sure there was no need for competitiveness in my life. Competitiveness. Well, I need to slow down saying that word. So the way I look at competition now is we have a tremendous number of competitors who are constantly pursuing our clients. I used to be very frustrated and angry about this, but today I remain grateful for it. I can be grateful because today I have the conception that these companies help me be better all around. I have to be. And there's another saying that I really like. It's when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. And so competition, I look at it as great fertilizer, right? For my life as this living, we call it a plant, tree, whatever, I want to stay green. I want to stay green. I'm not ready to rot. I don't want to rot. I want to stay green. So I'd rather look for lessons and grow and get better than stay stagnant and rot. Competition helps me with everything. They help me with pricing. They help me make sure my services are right. All of it. It's great. I don't look at these other businesses as competitors anymore, but more as peers who, along with me, are trying to help other businesses just do good. I look at them as more as partners. They may not, but it makes my life a lot better. And to be honest with you, made it a lot easier working. And it's worth trying. This is one that I had to really, really, really work on. Still do. This is where I can get off track here really quick. And so thank you. And I'm grateful for you for helping me stay accountable by just sharing that. All right, chapter summary. This is kind of cool, okay? Think of your body like it's an electromagnet. For an electromagnet to work, there must be both a magnet and electricity, right? Unlike a permanent magnet, the strength of an electromagnet can easily be changed by increasing or decreasing the amount of electric current that flows through it. The poles of an electromagnet can even be reversed, reversing the flow of electricity. Good. Real important. Your thoughts are the electricity and your feelings are the magnet. You must have both thought and feeling for the electromagnet to work. Your thoughts, positive or negative, attract power of the magnet. Stronger emotions increase, weaker emotions decrease the magnet's power. The poles of your electromagnet attract by the nature of your thoughts. Positive thoughts attract good things. Negative thoughts attract bad things. Thought alone will not attract what you desire. Thinking and not feeling is like trying to make an electromagnet work without the magnet. You must have emotional thought. As you review your gratitude list in the exercise below, this is in bold. Feel your gratitude. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Go back there. Feel the happiness. It's easy. Go back to the exact moment these things on your gratitude list came into your life and remember how you felt. Feel those feelings again as you read through your list. So here's our training exercise. Review your gratitude list. Spend a few seconds on each thing you wrote down and visualize your gratitude for it. The idea is for you to physically feel the gratitude you have. Physically feel the gratitude you have. Spend as much time as you like on each item. Ask yourself if you are willing to replace competitiveness with gratitude. Write down one item on your gratitude list that you are currently competitive with and turn it into something you can be grateful for. Fun exercise. It will pay off tremendously. All right, let's go deeper, shall we? If you're living in a state of want, W-A-N-T, want, like I want this, I want that, life's not enough, it can be really difficult to shift that state of want into an attitude of gratitude. And here's a question. Could it be possible that you are physically addicted to your emotions? Why does a heroin addict keep using heroin? Because of the feeling, the effect produced by the drug. The addict's body influences actions by producing feelings that urge the addict to use more heroin. Emotions produce chemical reactions in the body, and we can become addicted to them just like a heroin addict gets addicted to heroin. Our bodies can become addicted to the feelings emotions produce. Okay? So there's all kinds of chemical reactions going on in your body all the time. And emotions can, right? So let me give you an example. Whenever you have those moments of everything was going right and then it just crashed and burned, you know, time after time you're asking yourself those questions. Is it possible I have programmed myself for this result? It's a great question to ask. The next time, like probably a lot of people are getting ready to start working out again or some kind of diet, intermittent fasting or whatever, okay? And if you're sitting there on January 7th, like, oh my gosh, I just gained 5 pounds. What happened? Well, a great question is it possible I've programmed myself for this result? Am I creating the same feelings of failure and frustration over and over? What were my feelings before I crashed and burned? Go back. What were you feeling? Actively monitor your feelings. Positive feelings feel loose, they feel relaxed, happy, warm, right? Negative feelings are tight, they're constricted, anxious. When you feel tight and constricted, ask yourself, What am I thinking? Is this thought positive or negative? Is it helping or hurting me? Basic stuff. Uncommon discipline and persistence in asking ourselves these questions. That's going to get us where we want to be. Now remember, also, just observe the answers. Don't judge yourself. If the thought's negative, don't judge yourself. If the thought's positive, don't judge yourself. Observe, observe. If it's negative, simply change it. If the negative feeling's negative, simply change it. You know how to feel good. If you're struggling to feel good, persist. Persist and dive deep into your gratitude list. Pull that gratitude list out and go into it. Add to your list. It's a great time if you're having trouble, add to it. Search. Be present with everything that is right and beautiful in your life. When I first wrote this book and getting ready to launch and wanted to be on the bestsellers list and do a big speaking tour and all that, I did a thing in November. Thanksgiving. Let's be thankful. Be a great month to do gratitude list and share that. And what I did is November 1st, I wrote down one thing and shared it. I posted it. November 2nd, I wrote down two things. They're always new. And so, I mean, it wound up being massive. And I mean, by the time I got to November 30th, cranking out 30 was just like easy because I was in a mode of, man, what else am I grateful for? I think I should do that again. That was fun. But it's simply doing it time and time again. Repetition. Repetition is the mother of mastery. We're nearly halfway through. And as far as tools go, thought provoker, gratitude rock. This could be a thought provoker, a little golf club, right? Whatever it may be, something to get you to stop and think, this is the time I need to ask myself, what am I thinking? Find a good spot to do it. I used to do it. For me, it worked out going to the bathroom. Whenever I'd go to the bathroom, I would check in. Find what works for you. Okay, so we got our gratitude rock. We've got our questions. What am I thinking? Is this thought helping or hurting me? What am I feeling? Is this good or bad for me? All right. What else we got? We got our couch exercise where we can lay down on the couch, totally tune out, shut down our head, and just doze off, tell our subconscious to solve something. Yeah, not a lot of things. We're halfway through. It's about uncommon discipline and persistence, using these tools, monitoring your feelings, monitoring your thoughts. If you stick with me and go this 30 days, you're going to come out a lean, mean, conscious thinking machine. No doubt about it. Okay, next video. Woo! Whoa, let's say you're struggling, you need a little help. We're going to talk about how we can create gratitude. Yeah, it's going to be great. Awesome. Well, I really, really am thankful for you being here. Grateful for you being here, tagging along, and going to keep it going. All right. Don't worry. Be happy. Simple stuff. It's a choice. Your perception is a choice. Your feelings are a choice. Your thoughts are a choice. It's a choice. A choice to think a better thought. All right. So let's do it. Think a better thought.